Welcome to the second edition of the Regional League, the 2025 version, where the Northern Stars are defending their Regional League title and facing in match number one the Golden Jackals. We're very lucky to have coach of the Jackals, Omer Khalfi, coach of the manager of the Northern Stars, Amir Boitler, the captains and manager of the Golden Jackals, Ofe Fabian. And I'd like to begin there with Ofe, with different position this year, Ofe. How are you finding your new position for once working for Omer and the Jackals as opposed to them working for you?
Well, I always like new things, and as you know, the team manager position is I'm no stranger to that position, so I'm looking forward to do it and looking forward to a great competition.
Just on the bigger picture, since you wear a few caps still, having moved on from president and now fulfilling this role, but also as part of a 10-year plan and the steering committee that sort of guiding the bigger vision. How do you see the regional league fitting into that process?
Well, I think it's the very fact that we're here kicking off this competition is an amazing achievement in itself. Kevin and many of the others are well aware of the obstacles and the hoops we had to jump through to make it happen. If it's not enough that we have a war going on with players' unavailability, then the ministries have decided to wage war as well, and everything was a struggle, visas, etc. But finally, we're here, ready to go, and it's amazing that we managed to do it for the second year in a row. Looking forward to hosting Aimatai and Steaua Bucharest, continuing the legacy of the Israel Pacific Challenge and the Friendship Cup, as well as Iris, of course. So it's a very solid piece of the puzzle for the 10-year plan. I can see the enthusiasm in the players' eyes when they meet for training. For many of them, it's their almost, I would say, only opportunity to play high-level rugby. And hopefully this does serve its purpose as in elevating the level of rugby in Israel. So all in all, a great experience.
Great stuff. Let me bring in Yael Rosilio. Welcome, Yael. Nice to have you this morning on the panel, captain of the Northern Stars, and a very surprise regional league winner last year, because it looked like the Golden Jackals had everything sewn up. They were unbeaten. They felt they were unlucky only to get the draw in the middle game, which left the whole regional league a little bit open. But you guys had to win the game by a points differential, and it looked impossible. You were behind at halftime. And just run us through that final and what happened afterwards and how you guys managed to claw back and win. And then give us a little bit after that, just give us a little bit about what we can expect this weekend from your team.
So I would say just last year we take the opportunity at the last game. So we saw that we have the Jackals. They had some injuries and we had some injuries. So Israelis need to step up. And at the last game, we saw like the Haifa boys that they come from Haifa and they make the effort to come to sessions. And Zach gave us the right way to do it. And we played well. I think the draw was a bit unlucky to our side. Instead of the Jackals, we were playing better in the second game. In the third game, we prove it. And just after that, we actually believe like the regional league was a good opportunity for most of our guys. But this year will be some different guys and different players. But we still see this game as the biggest game. We focus on the Jackals instead of Sitawa or Aimatai. We will focus on them in May, but our main focus is the Jackals in every game.
Fantastic. Amir Beutler, the character of the rugby community, fulfilled many, many positions, including an ex-national player. just tell us a little bit about what we can expect or what fans can expect when they come to the kibbutz. Kibbutz likes to, it's at the kibbutz this weekend, and kibbutz likes to host, and there's DJ Zilas on the mix, and the famous hamburgers or whatever else happens there, and maybe there's something happening for Purim. I'm not sure. Would you like to just explain what's going on come tomorrow?
Yes, of course. So, as everyone said, we're very excited from the first game, and we made the pitch ready and all around it. So we have a small happening for Purim for kids. Can come an hour before the game. Some games for kids, some costumes, tattoos, um, some good fun. We have a nice omega for the kids that they can roll and can have some good atmosphere. And of course, we've got the big costume championship on the halftime. We'll see all the people that put the costumes, and we've got some great prizes from Burger Salon and from the Rugby Union. So it will be a great day. Of course, as you said, the burgers and the chips and everything is there, and the beer. We must have some beer when you see some rugby. So everyone's welcome, and we'll have a great occasion and great game, and hopefully we'll win.
Fantastic. Time to bring in recently test capped player Thomas Berman. Thomas, just before you go through what we can expect from your team, just give us a little bit about your feeling of getting a test cap. Amazing that you went the distance, 5 years on a program, and the first graduate of our pathway system, and very important that you played your match. Unfortunately, lost. But what was the feeling of putting on an international rugby jersey?
For me personally, it was everything I've dreamed for. Me coming from South Africa, being a South African, it's every rugby player's dream to play international rugby. So for me to represent Israel on a national level was truly special for me. It really meant a lot, and it's definitely one of many. But I'm looking forward to what lies ahead in terms of rugby with Rugby Israel. Um, so
Fantastic. And Thomas, just tell us a little bit. There's been some transfers in the off season with players shifting from stars to jackals and jackals to stars, and a bit of banter going on in the group. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect from your team and some of the players to look out for, and the national boys that are going to be performing tomorrow.
we've kept some of our pathway players from last year. Unfortunately, we haven't got all of them. But I think we're going to be expecting a very good game of rugby tomorrow. A lot of youngsters involved. We're definitely featuring some youngsters as well, as the North said they are featuring as well. But I definitely think to look out for a few players, especially Macmillan Miller, the the hooker himself. Dangerous player, looking very good, looking very fit. And in the back line, I think we should look at Hlumela Ndudula. Very rapid guy, very strong with the ball. And the Israelis as well. There's a few good Israelis that we're featuring this weekend. Misha Eli, hopefully, if he's fit and good to go, he'll be one of the features. Um, and also we have a youngster, Adam Hadari, who is probably going to get his first start for the regional league this weekend, which
It
is
was great to see the youngsters, Adam Adari and Amiko and Roy performing in the final. Very, very good when you see young players stepping up and playing in such pressure situations. So we've saved the best for last to get comment from our very own Omer Khalfi regarding the match tomorrow. So Omer, after an unbeaten season up until that final moment, where the Jackals let it slip, you stepping now into the head coaching position. How are you going to be confronting that? And particularly because it's a derby, and it's amazing the feeling that happens in the rugby that gets produced when it's a derby. So how are you going to confront the defending champions, the Northern Stars, and tell us what we can expect? You were saying things like 20 points and this and that. I'm not sure which way you were going, but let us know. How are you preparing for this game?
Well, last season was last season. Obviously, like we said before, players have shifted themes. New faces, new players on both teams. So it's a new season. We don't have to rely on what happened last season. Yeah, I think we're training hard. The team's looking good. The players coming from South Africa are already clicking and getting into positions. Good energy, good vibes in the training session. And yeah, I think we're gonna dominate on Saturday.
Fantastic. I wish you all the best, Omer. And at the end of the day, so long as rugby is the winner, everyone come down to the kibbutz. 4 o'clock is kickoff. Come there a little bit early. Have your hamburger. Share a beer with Amir Boitlu. Will be walking around and offering. And enjoy the festivities that happen afterwards. And light, love, and rugby. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you all tomorrow, 4 p.m. kickoff.